Well, good afternoon. Thank you again for taking a few moments out of your busy day to join us. Captain Patrick Worley here. Just got back from 2 weeks in the British Virgin Islands and we had a blast. A little windy, a couple of the anchorages a little different, but people are back, the restaurants are back, and we just kept telling people, you guys are back and so are we, to support the economy and to have a great time. So kind of the chatter among those of us sitting in the water behind our catamarans or at different beach bars. We're kind of buy now or buy later. A lot of people are considering stepping up. Some people that I met were kind of on a charter vessel thinking, man, we really ought to do this. So very briefly, I'd like to talk today about buy now or buy later. So obviously the first biggest issue is boat prices. And you've heard me say this in some of my other videos. Boats are made of fiberglass, and what is fiberglass made out of? Well, extensively oil. We think that oil prices are going to continue to be high and potentially go up higher. Remember, your yacht manufacturers, Fontaine Pajot, Lagoon, Robertson and Kane, it doesn't matter. They're working on a certain level of profit, or whatever that level is. So if the price of the material goes up dramatically, well, of course, they're going to pass that along to you. So boat prices, I think, a very important part of the consideration. I would think in that arena, buying now is going to be important because later, when it's time to move up or move down or whatever it is, you have a vessel. You have $200,000, $300,000, maybe $400,000 of equity in that particular vessel. You get to play. You have a card. You're on the ground floor of the stadium. You're not sitting up in the stands. A lot of people said, well, I'm going to wait for boat prices to come back down. Well, they've, of course, been priced out of the market. Think about real estate kind of in the same way. So boat prices, I think, are going to go up dramatically. So that would, again, be an argument to maybe think about buying now. By the way, new or used. People say, well, what's better? Well, I've already done a video on that. But again, if all you can afford, based on what you want, the size and location and so forth, is a used vessel, then certainly get one. Just make sure that you hire a firm like ours or someone like us that's going to be able to work with your surveyor to make sure that you're not getting a pig in a poke, that you're getting what you signed up for. Next reason in the buy now versus buy later conversation is availability. A lot of people say, well, I'm going to retire next June and I'm going to go ahead and buy a catamaran of a particular manufacturer of a particular size with particular features at that time. Not anymore. Not anymore. I was talking to a major manufacturer the other day, and as crazy as this sounds, they can't even get Yanmar engines right now. They built the structure, the catamaran's ready, but they can't get an engine and a transmission. Pretty scary. So again, availability. Will it be there when you want it to be there? Well, again, if you get it now, if you have the opportunity to have a bird in the hand, again, kind of worth one in the bush. So again, boat prices we think are going to continue to go up dramatically. Availability can be an issue. Interest rates. Pretty much all of us put down the down payment. As you probably know, 25% is kind of the norm. I've studied, by the way, 25% down versus 50% down, both in the purchase, the operation of the charter business or your own personal yacht, and then the exit strategy. And I can tell you, in my opinion, I have a very specific opinion. It varies a little bit from person to person, but in my opinion, 25% down seems to be the way to go. Be that as it may, your interest payments, again, are going to be dramatically higher, we believe, next year. I don't think anybody is saying that the Fed, Mr. Powell, is going to somehow keep rates where they are or maybe even reduce rates again. It looks like they're going to go up and up and up. I read an article this morning in Kiplinger that indicated interest rates would be dramatically higher next year. Well, on an $900,000 loan, depending on the size and the price of the vessel, those payments could be as much as $1,000 a month, $1,500 per month higher, just as a function of interest rates. So again, kind of recapping, boat prices, might want to think about buying now. Availability, bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. Again, interest rates, a much lower loan. That's going to make a big difference in your overall, what we call the cost of ownership between now and the future. And last, depreciation. Now, I'm not saying, please understand in this video, I'm not saying that everyone qualifies for special or first year bonus depreciation in this particular setting, but many people do. Many people are willing to do what needs to be done, check all the boxes, jump through the hoops, do what they need to do. Bonus depreciation right now, as I make this video today, here in July of 2022, is 100%, which is 100% is pretty good. Next year, 2023, first year special bonus depreciation drops to 80%, and that might factor in to your overall business plan. The following year, 2024, it drops to 60%. Pretty big difference if I'm buying $1 million yacht. Pretty big difference between having as much as $1 million or as little as $600,000 in depreciation against my ordinary income, my AGI, my adjusted gross income. Remember too, and I've covered this in another video, that many people are buying a yacht to balance a large tax bill that they're going to have to pay this year. Maybe they retired and they have to pay a lot of taxes on the retirement account that they have. Maybe they decided to sell an old rental house that's gone up in value. Maybe they decided they didn't want to have as much Apple stock or Amazon stock as they used to for different reasons happening in the market right now. Well, maybe they sold off a bunch of shares of something. They created a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 profit because, of course, they had purchased those shares many years ago. Well, they come along and buy a nice monohull or a catamaran and create a device, create an offset by design to those taxes. So there's a lot of fun things you can do if you have the right advisor, someone that's a maritime firm, someone who owns and operates charter yachts today, someone who speaks that language, someone who can make sure that the income tax return is going to be done correctly. Remember, and I say this a lot, we're going to prepare it, you're going to sign it. Well, that's important to remember. So thanks again for joining me. Again, I've got another video that'll be coming up very soon, kind of on startup. I'm thinking about creating a yacht business, but I'm maybe waiting on my yacht to be ready. And should I go ahead and get that business started now, or should I wait and start the business when it gets a little closer to actually receiving the yacht? I'll be covering that in the next video. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your attention. Give us a call if we can help you in any way. Captain Patrick out.